Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to the last episode of Teach Better Today for this season. I cannot believe we started Teach Better Today in August of 2023, and we went all year, every single day, Monday through Friday. Now it is the spring, entering into summer of 2024, and we are entering into our last episode as Teach Better typically takes a break for all of our live streams, or at least a lot of them. And then we refresh and have new shows for you in August. We're so excited to have a great Friday episode for you. We even both have mimosas to celebrate the fun. So as you go grab your orange juice or your mimosa, depending on your schedule today, we'll be right back. Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Rae Hughart and Katie Miglin is in the house. Can we all cheers to our last episode before our summer break? Cheers, friends.
Cheers. Good morning, friends. It is it's crazy. This year has flown by, and I'm not just saying that. I know we are not in the classrooms daily, but we have heard that from literally every person I've ever talked to about that has kids or they themselves are in the classrooms. Everyone has said this school year has flown by, and I don't know why, but it has. And I think some people are probably really grateful.
I feel that way about months, but I can't necessarily say that for the whole school year. Like you guys, if you've been tuning into the show pretty consistently, I believe March and April didn't occur. So that felt like it was really fast. But I think many people would say like May can be slow. I've heard a lot of May-cember jokes for like
Yes.
May and December. I think February is always a slow month. And I'm going to add October to that list. But then like the other ones are like, wait, did we even have like these experiences?
But honestly, like it's May 24th. Like it's like end of May.
Yeah,
So
you're
I
right.
don't know. I feel like May went really fast too.
Yeah, celebrating those of you that are possibly already done with school, ending your last week of school.
Yep.
We know a lot of people in our community will still have about 3 to 4 weeks left, depending on where you're located. I know
Yep.
we support lots of different communities, but the Teach Better Today morning show takes a break over the summer. We've kind of been in this tradition every time we've had these live streams, and we take this time to reset and figure out what our best options are to bring you new and free content for the next school year. So if any of you have thoughts on what you've liked, what you haven't liked, what you want to see more of, let us know, because we designed these free content opportunities all for you. So
Yeah. And we've covered a lot of stuff, and some things we've dove into pretty well, and we really kind of hashed out. Other things it was just kind of the surface. So if there's things that even if you're like, hey, you talked about this, but I want you to dig deeper, there we honestly take all the ideas and we may use them for a morning show, we might use them for a Sunday show, or we might use them for a live streams like series. So we are open to any and all ideas.
yeah,
But
I will
great,
say, I
it's like
will say,
summer. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention, like, if any of you are looking for content, we are going to have events over the summer for new content for all of you. Please stay subscribed to our podcast and,
Yep.
continue to follow the Teach Better team. It just won't be on this consistent basis. Like, that the Teach Better Today morning show is like every single morning. So,
Yeah. So it's like summer, and I know we both have similar mindsets, and a lot of people do. Like summer is getting stuff done, project time, in addition to all the fun. But Ray, are there anything on your radar that you want to accomplish this summer?
I have a few things. One is I have this like array variety of hobbies that I want to keep going. Like I've been doing the watercolor, I've been doing Spanish, like trying to make that just a consistent little part of my day as often as possible. And then I need to do the equivalent of like spring cleaning, like summer cleaning, where I just
Mhm.
want to like out with the old, in with the new stuff. What about you?
Yes, every summer, which is funny because our schedule, we could I could pick another time of year, but I feel like it's always first 2 weeks of June, some point I pick a day where I clean all the windows inside and out.
Oh.
And I think I always do it because then we open our windows a lot more often, so I see how gross they are. So I always do that. I really need to go through all of our kids' clothes. Like, parents out there, I don't know how we stay on top of clothes. If anybody has a hack, please let me know. But I feel like literally a kid will be wearing something, and then the next time they put it on, it doesn't fit, and I just need to get rid of all that stuff. So just like little things like that. But we know that that's a thing. Like, people do, like, literally I have a friend who every summer she paints, she touches up all the paint in her house, and she washes all the baseboards and like deep dusts her house. She'll do it in like June, and then she does it right before school goes back. So I assume you have some sort of list that you stick to or some sort of schedule, because I know you, Rae Hughart.
See, this is the problem, friends. When you can't sleep at 3 a.m., you get really great ideas, and then you bring them up on the show. Guys, I couldn't sleep last night or this morning. Can I ask that question really quick? I want to hear in the comments, but Katie, I need your thoughts on this. If you wake up at 2:30, like, at what point are you up so long that you don't go back to sleep? Like, if it's like you're up at 2:30 and then the clock hits 4 and you're still up, is it like, do you just get up? Do you wait till 6? Like, at what point are you like, I'm giving up? Because the
4:30.
problem is, more often than not, you'll fall asleep like 15 minutes before your alarm's supposed to go off. So
Right.
you have to have some line in the sand.
Okay, I'm really neurotic about this. And I will, if I'm up past the hour mark, like if it's gonna be, I won't go back to bed for more, like less than an hour, I get up. So my alarm goes off at 5:20. If I'm up past 4:30, I just stay up.
That makes sense. An hour mark. Okay. So you look at whenever your alarm's going off and you're like, okay, if it's an hour prior to that, I'm getting up. That's a good system.
Because I have learned that even like my husband can hit his snooze and he'll go in and out of sleep like for hours. Like, if our kids come in and there's 20 minutes left, he will fall back asleep. If I do that, I tend to be way more tired.
Yeah.
So I've learned that like certain point I just get up and then I'll just take a nap later. I'm a big fan of naps. So
Okay, fair enough. Well, I couldn't sleep last night and I wanted a list. I wanted to find a list of common like items, common things that people have in their home and how often they should be washed, cleaned, or replaced. And specifically because at 2:30 in the morning, I was like, I need to wash my sheets tomorrow because I have new sheets that I bought on Amazon for $20 coming today. And I was like, I can't wait to have these new sheets. I'm going to like wash everything and like start fresh. My dogs don't shed, but they're looking a little dingy. So that's why I was like, I'm refreshing everything.
yeah, I like that.
So anyway, I got this list of 20 things and how often they should be changed, washed, replaced, whatever. So obviously, depending on the item, there's a like washing is different than replacing, but like tell me bed sheets. How often should bed sheets be washed?
How often should they?
No, should they? Not do you, should they?
I think I read somewhere like weekly.
Yeah, wash weekly.
Okay. Here's one I want to know if it's on the list is curtains.
Oh, shower curtains is on the list. Oh no, curtains. You mean curtains like in the
like your windows.
Curtains, wash or vacuum every 3 to 6 months.
I mean, that doesn't happen, but like at least it feels longer. I feel like after a certain point, you're like, if it's like once a year, I'm good. I haven't done it in 10 years, but I'm,
But that's how I feel. Like 3 to 6 months, if that's twice a year, you could like throw that in your calendar. Be like, I'm going to do that today.
What was there any that stood out as like surprising?
I think all of us kind of need reminders on some of these, so it's not so much surprising, but maybe this will spark some summer cleaning.
Yes.
Don't forget that HVAC filters need to be replaced every 1 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Your mattress technically is supposed to be vacuumed every 6 months and replaced every 7 to 10 years. So I know a lot of us maybe don't do that. This
is it based on my facial expressions? If you're listening on the podcast, thank goodness, because you don't get to see how dirty I really am, I guess.
Okay, wait, the dishwasher. This is one that gets me every time. You're supposed to clean the filter monthly and run the cleaning cycle with vinegar every 3 to 6 months. That I don't do. I need to do that.
I think the first step in this equation should be being able to identify where the filter is even at.
That's all over social media that people are like, the dishwasher has a filter? Where is that?
Okay, that makes me feel better. Ours is like a year and a half old, 2 years old maybe. So like I think I'm still in the good. Like it's not completely gross yet.
Maybe you could get on your hands and knees and like just find the filter today.
Okay, I
My
will let you know
fear,
if I find it.
here's my thing. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. And
Yes.
like you could go look and be like, it's no big deal. And then you look and you're like, this is now a new disgusting obsession I have because this is so gross. And like that I don't want.
Agreed.
Water bottle, that's easy. Wash that daily. This recommends refrigerator cleaning the interior monthly. I do not do that monthly, but that would be a good thing to do over the summer. And then one that I know, but occasionally forget unless I'm on a subscription, is your toothbrush. You're supposed to replace that every 3 months or sooner, depending on the bristles.
Oh.
Like, do you replace everyone in your household's toothbrush every 3 months? That is a
Okay, to be fair, I do replace my kids. I don't know if this is just a Miglin female household type thing. I don't know if it's just our kids, but they chew on their toothbrushes. So we
okay.
have to replace them because apparently they're also chew toys. So I don't replace my own, but I also have an electric toothbrush. And so it's like that's
Well,
not just replacing a toothbrush. I have to get like a new top, and I don't know why. It just feels like more work. It's not the
okay, wait.
freebie.
So that is the subscription service that I was on, is that when they would like mail you a new head for your toothbrush, and then I was like, oh, I'll replace it because it's so convenient. You
Right.
need to like get that. Yeah.
I do. I do.
Okay. Last one that I just found interesting was pillowcases. It's
Yeah.
washed weekly because of like the sheets,
Yeah.
but pillows wash every 3 to 6 months and replace every 1 to 2 years. First off, can someone please help me understand how to wash a pillow? Do you just like put it in the, like, I don't even understand because I don't want to ruin it. Second of all, I will not lie. I have a pillow that I found when I moved. So I don't know if I've been using it every day or it was like in a box somewhere. It has my full legal name that I only went by when I was a child on 2 different parts of the pillow, like printed on like a sticker and then written in Sharpie. I cannot think of a single reason why Rachel Ford would be written, except for that maybe I took that pillow to camp when I was a kid.
So I'm gonna guess you didn't replace that every year.
Apparently not. I'm like, wait, I've had this pillow for 20 years.
I mean, I definitely do not replace them every year, but I have washed them before. I've put them in the washer. I do try to do that every summer. I try to take everyone's pillows and throw them in with some bleach.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a thing. It's just my issue is it always just takes time. Like I have to be mindful of like it's a thing you have to start in the morning because it might take a couple cycles in the dryer. I put it in with tennis balls so that it doesn't get all clumpy. And then it works, but it just might take a couple cycles. So it's not something you can do in the afternoon because you'll need them to sleep on.
Note
You know what I
to
mean?
self, buy tennis balls.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay,
Okay,
Ray, we talked about this for like our houses, but end of the school year, maybe we've got like a month or so left or less. But this just gets me thinking about things we can do in our classroom. So do we want to jump into our like team talk and talk how we can do this in our classrooms? Great.
Absolutely. We're back. everyone. Thanks for sticking with us on Teach Better Today morning show. This is our last show, and we're talking about spring cleaning, summer cleaning in the classroom now, transitioning here. I have so many things in my mind that needs to be cleaned for this summer. So where do you want to even get started, Katie?
Well, I think this opens a door of what can you do in your classroom to kind of get on some sort of system. And I know, we have a variety of things that gets cleaned in a classroom, either by, like custodian type people or our students or us. But I do think it's worth kind of reevaluating what we do in the classroom. And I'm not thinking like cleaning as far as like killing germs, but I'm thinking like, the tidying or cleaning stuff out and that like refresh. So I don't know, we've had I feel like we hear all the time about teachers and their desk. Like, let's just start with that. Like, can you find the top of your desk? That's like a phrase we hear often.
And in the drawers, can you get to the bottom of the drawer?
Yes. Or do you even know what's in some of the drawers?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I'm just gonna call you out. How often did you clean your desk?
How dare you call me out on this?
I don't actually remember the answer to this question, but
I am, and still to this day I am a perceived clean person and really a disaster behind closed doors as far as organization. So the top of my desk was not unorganized. The drawers, if you opened it, you'd be like, why is there a granola bar from 1972 in here? And I'd be like, oh, I have a reason. Let me make one up. Like,
okay.
mhm. Like, come into my house and everything will be like wiped and cleaned and vacuumed. Open a closet, shame on you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like I would clean the top of my desk at least weekly because I liked to like reset. Usually it would be like before I left, I at least had like organized piles on my desk. So I almost feel like that was daily, if not weekly. But I know some of us do not have that mindset. Katie, you're an organizational freak.
Oh.
So yours would be what, hourly?
No, I mean, no, like daily. My stress level is very much impacted by my surroundings. So like you can always tell when I'm stressed because my house will be super clean because that's just how that's like something I can control. So if I can't control something else, then I will lean on things I can.
Can I
Yes.
just admit that I'm the exact opposite? You can tell I'm stressed if my house is chaos
Oh, see, that's funny. Yeah.
because I haven't been able to clean it.
Yes. I mean, so sometimes my stress is based on like things are out of order. So that's my go-to mechanism of like, I'm going to clean things, I'm going to organize things and see if that helps. So I would say my desk was typically pretty well organized, but it couldn't just be surface level. It had to be everything. Like my drawers were organized, because if I had something and I needed to put it away, I needed to know where it was going to go. Not like my biggest pet peeve is when people just put something like the people in my house do this a lot. They just go throw it in a cabinet or they like set it on another table. And I'm like, well, we've just relocated the mess.
No, yeah, I'm the throw it in the cabinet, close the cabinet quickly, and as long as it stays closed, you're good.
Yeah, I can't because then I open the cabinet and I'm like, well, now I'm stressed again.
You know,
So
there's friends you can live with and friends you can't. We wouldn't survive together, but we could be neighbors.
absolutely. Yes. And I'm happy to come visit you. I just need to go back to my own house to find things I need.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But so in the classroom, I would say the end of the year was always the time that I reset and cleaned everything because I
Yes.
feel like it was a little more socially acceptable to just have like way more trash than usual. It was kind of like
Yes.
predictable. And also I loved using my students to help us organize the classroom because even just typically at the end of the year when things are wrapping up, sometimes you have that weird downtime and
Mhm.
you would just have students that were like willing to help, willing to do something. And it was even easier because you had like more hands to help you. Like I just remember even, wanting to wipe down shelves, but you had to take everything
Yes.
off the shelf first. It's easier to
Yes.
do that with 7 people than just yourself. So
Mhm.
utilizing students was kind of nice as long as you were able to delegate and not have it
Mhm.
turn into a little bit of a chaotic moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially like in our district, kids would turn in their laptops, and so like there were many times, especially like during like study hall type hours, where there was like a weird amount of downtime, and the kids loved it. And I honestly loved leaning on the kids to hold up something, and they'd be like, we haven't used that all year, ditch it. Like they were really good at giving me a perspective of, no, I don't need to hold on to this worksheet that I used my first year teaching because I haven't used it in 5 years. So like, we don't need it, So I 100% agree. Having students lean on that, as like drawers, cabinets, any of those things, like this is the time of year to just reevaluate, because going in next year, you want to go in with fresh ideas, and you don't want to lean on things that maybe you have that haven't worked or you didn't like, and they weren't necessarily the best. Like they're not necessarily the best, but you're leaning on them because it's convenient. Get rid of those things so that you are forced to start fresh, for sure.
Yeah, I like this little reminder to do a little spring, summer cleaning as the year wraps up. And obviously let us know if you yourself are finding it tricky to get through a certain type of whatever cleaning you're doing, or if you need me to, chat GPT or Google anything about how often you're allowed to have things, let me know. I'm always available, direct messages. Katie, before we wrap up this episode, I want to kind of say goodbye to our community as we wrap up the Teach Better Today morning show. Please do not forget that all summer long, we are still here. There's still Teach Better content. We have like 3 or 4 different live streams that we'll be doing as special features for you. I think those dates will be released very soon. So we are around, but if you're looking for content to binge, if you're just like looking for your next thing to listen to in the morning, obviously there are still episodes of Teach Better Talk podcast that's been on since 2018. So that's like an infinite amount of content. Yeah. But we also have our Teach Better podcast network, and this is a perfect time to listen to episodes there, as well as everything else that you can go back and watch on our YouTube channel. So please do not be a stranger. And then I'm excited to hear from all of you about what we should have ready for you all in August. Katie, this is my favorite part, is kind of refreshing and revamping.
Yep. Yes, it's been an awesome year. Hopefully you feel the same. And just make sure, if you've heard nothing else today, just make sure this summer you take time to reset and refresh, pour into yourself, because we know the year can be sometimes exhausting and taxing. So if you want to listen to an educational podcast, or if you want to listen to some fun podcast on your summer walks, you do you. Just do whatever is going to make you happy and pour back into yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself going into August. So, right, it's been a great year.
Yeah, cheers, friends. Don't be a stranger. We'll see you soon. Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.